Hello everyone, this is Alex and Sean with
Hello.
the Spider Digital Marketing Support Team. Today in this video we'll show you how to log in to the back end of your site and how you can edit and update anything you might need to do in the future. So first of all, we're going to show you how to log into the site. So if you haven't gotten your login from us up until this point, please let us know. You should have gotten it by now. So if you haven't, please email us at webteam, that's WEBTEAM, webteam at imobileinnovations.com, and let us know that you need your login and we'll send that over to you. So from your site here, no matter what your domain is, if it's one we've set up for you or one you already had, just a regular domain for your site, you're just going to add /WP, stands for WordPress, -admin onto the end of your domain. And then once you hit enter, it's going to take you to the login screen. So here's where you would put in, obviously, your login information. So I'll log in like that. And once you have logged into your site, this is the first screen you're going to see. This is kind of the main screen for the back end. It's called the dashboard here in WordPress. You'll see over here on the left this navigation menu. So this is your main navigation for anything you might need to do in the back end. So I'm going to kind of go through a lot of these with you in this video. There's a lot here. There's a lot that I'm not going to show you how to do in WordPress, but I'll show you where you can find some videos on stuff like that. And we're always here to help you for whatever you might need to do.
Yeah, if you ever come across something that you need to do and you don't know what or don't know how to do it, just send us an email at that web team, and we're happy to either point you in the right direction or help you out at that time. So.
Yep. So I will start up here at the very top. You'll see there's this section called Smart Blog User Manual, and I'm just going to click right on the main menu item there. And that's going to bring us to this page. So you'll see on this page over here, we have a bunch of categories. So for example, dashboard. If we get on here, we have pages, and then under each of those categories, you'll see these videos, and then under each video, there will be a description kind of what that video is about. So all these videos are included in everyone's site. They're there in your site all the time. So if you need to go in here and reference any of these, they're all broken up into quick, 2-3 minute clips. So there's not a ton of information in each one, and they're broken down. They're pretty specific, so you can find almost exactly what you need in here. And of course, a lot of this stuff is what we'll be going over in this video with you. And then, like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot in here that we won't be going over as well. And again, we're always here to help if you need us. So that was just there under Smart Blog User Manual. So the first thing we'll show you here in the back end is posts. So again, I'm just going to click on that main post menu item there.
And posts refers to all of the blog posts that you have, in your site on a daily basis. So you can see here we have, a list of all of these different posts that are coming in, and that's what a post is. Just to kind of explain that a little bit better.
Yeah. So I'll open up the front end of the site so we can swap back and forth. But like on the blog here, these are all the posts here, all the ones that are coming from us on a daily basis, and then same goes for any custom posts that you'd be creating on your site as well. We'll show you how to do both of those things. So like we may have mentioned to you earlier, you're always welcome to go in, and we encourage you to go in and edit those posts any way you want. The ones that come from us, as soon as they hit your site, you're welcome to go in there and to make any changes. If you want to add some of your own information in there, if you have there's a certain topic you want to add your own opinion to, some more information that wasn't included in the post, those are always good things to add. Or if you want to go in and make it more local to your area, add some local information in there, something that pertains to the area you do business, that's a great thing to go in there and add as well.
Yeah, we found in general that the site and the post just perform better when you are putting that local kind of flavor in there, because people in that local area who see that identify better with it, as well as putting, I always call it, a little bit of you into each post. Just your personality, your opinions, your thoughts on all of these topics. That just has a tendency to read better when somebody's looking at it and trying to get a sense of who you are, and if you are someone that they want to use in their home buying experience, then that's a good way to get that personality across and get them to feel more like they know you and feel more like they really want to work with you.
Cool. So I'm going to go back here to the dashboard, or the back end of the site here, back to our post screen, just that main post screen here. And like Sean mentioned, these are all the posts that we just looked at on the front end. The most recent one, so today's, is always going to be up here at the top. You'll see the title here, and then if you look over here on the right, you'll see the date. So 9 hours ago, you'll know that that's today's, and then like I said, they're in chronological order, so the most recent one's going to be at the top. So if we wanted to edit today's post, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the title. And it's going to open it up like this when you click on it. This is the main WordPress editor. For most things you need to edit in WordPress, you'll see this editor a lot. You know, for example, posts, or if you're editing pages, or adding any testimonials, you're going to use this editor for all those things. So you'll see here we have up at the very top, we have the title of the post. Down here in this main section here, this is your content. This is the body of the post down here. So you'll see here's the full post, the full blog article here with the images that come along with it. And then up here above that you have your toolbar. So this is very similar to anything you might have in Microsoft Word or any basic Word editor. You have all the same tools up there along your bar. There's a few things that I'll point out that are up there. The first thing, if we look up here, the Add Media button. So if you wanted to go in and add some more images to one of our posts, or you want to go and you're creating your own post and you want to add some images to it, you're going to click that Add Media button up there to add images. And once I click that, it'll bring up your main screen here. You have two tabs at the top. Your media library is going to be anything that's been uploaded to your site at one time or another. So if there's something you want to reuse and you've already used it somewhere on the site, it'll be here in your media library. And then the other tab we have is that Upload tab. And obviously that's where you'd go and select the images from your computer that you wanted to upload. And once you have those images selected, just go down and hit that blue Insert button down there to drop them into the post. And once you've done that, it's going to drop them in just like this. And then you can take that image and move it around and edit it any way you need to. Some other tools we have, along with images, video is a great thing to add to your posts, especially more specifically like YouTube videos or videos that are hosted somewhere that you can easily share, are great things to share in posts. So we have an easy way to add YouTube videos to the post. Up here on the toolbar, you see this YouTube button. If you click on that, the only thing you need to do is grab the URL of the video. So if you're on the screen on YouTube with the video up, just grab that URL up at the top, the link to the video, and just drop it right in that box there. You don't have to worry about any of the sharing code or anything like that. Just grab the link to the video, drop it in that box, and hit OK. And once you hit OK, it's going to drop it into the post for you, and it takes care of all the code and everything. Everything's done after you just put it in there like that. Cool, so I am going to go back now, and I'm going to talk about how to create a new post and show some options that we have there.
Quick one thing, Alex. Just guys, in case, one of the questions we've gotten a few times is, being concerned that they're going to break something or make the post not work. So when these posts come in, they share a little bit of information to all the social media pages. And it brings the customers here, to that page for all of that. One thing you should remember is that you can update this information, and it will go basically live to all the social media pieces. In other words, if you change, this, let's say you decided to change this entire paragraph. When somebody in Facebook comes into that post, they'll see that new version after you've changed it. So you don't have to worry about any of that version information. And you really can't mess up anything as long as you're changing, the text in this box. And after that, you should be pretty good. So.
All right, so I'm going to go back to all posts now, or I'm just going to go back to that main post screen that we were on before. So back at this post screen. So now, say you wanted to create your own post on the blog site. You'll see over here on the left there is an Add New button on this kind of sub menu that drops down. There's also an Add New button up here at the top. So I'm going to, either one of those works. I'm going to click the one up here. So again, it's going to take us to that same WordPress editor we were just on. Obviously everything's blank, so this is where you up here, this is where you'd put the title of your post, and then down here would be your main content, whether it's images, video, or text, or a combination of all those things, whatever you need down here in that main section. So there's a few other things I'll show you. So say you're working on a post and something comes up, something comes up at work, or you just don't have time to finish it at the moment, or you need to take a break and come back and work on it. Instead of hitting that blue publish button, which is going to publish it immediately to your site, you can always save it as a draft. So you see up here, there's that save draft button. So like I said, if something comes up and you need to take a break and come back and finish the post for later, you can always save it as a draft, and then it's going to be on that main post screen that we were on before, and it'll have a little draft tag next to it, so it hasn't actually been published and made live yet.
Yeah, always remember that anytime you hit that blue publish button, especially if it's not done, then the first time you do that, one, it goes to your site. Two, it also shares to all your social media as well. Now, it doesn't do that every time. It's just the first time that is clicked. So just remember that when you are publishing, kind of think of it as sending out a big email to a bunch of people, so that you have that respect of what's going to happen when you hit that button.
Exactly. Yeah, and like Sean said, the first time when you're creating this post, it's going to say publish, and then once something's published and I'm editing it, that blue button is going to say update after that, so you're just saving any changes. But the first time when it says publish is when it actually is going to go live to the site and out to those social media as well. That being said, there is another option up here in the corner. If you'll see up here, it says publish immediately. If we click that edit button, it's going to bring down these options here. You'll see it allows you to set the date and the time. So this allows you to schedule your posts. So for example, if you had time to write a post, or you wanted to sit down and write a couple, maybe to go out over the weekend or to go out over a holiday, but obviously you didn't want to be working on those days and writing the posts at that time. So you could sit down, write the post, get it all finished, and then you could come over here and you could schedule it out for next week or next month, or like I said, on a holiday, and just set the date and time you want it to go out. Once that's set, you can go ahead and hit that blue publish button, and it'll hold on to the post for you, and your site won't actually send it out until that date that you've set rolls around.
Yeah, I think it's changed to scheduled or something like that.
Yeah, it changes it to scheduled as the status, and then once that date rolls around, it'll publish it for you. And then one last thing with posts, underneath that you'll see this category section here, and you'll see this list of categories we have here with the check boxes next to them. So these are all categories that we use with our posts that we automatically send to your site. We try to stick to the same 10 or so categories. We try to pick one that fits the best for what we're sending out, which is also a good idea when you're creating your own posts, to at least pick one category from this list. Try to fit one that fits it best. And of course, if you need to create your own categories, there's a button down there and you can create your own. For example, if you're once a week you post a video that you like, you could make a category for videos, and that way it's easier for you to find later in the back end, and then it's also easier for anyone on the front end of your site if they want to find more blog posts under a certain category, then they're categorized like that. All right, and I think that covers everything with posts. You think anything?
No,
all right,
that's it. Yeah.
So next, after posts, I'm just going to kind of move down the list here. I'm going to stop at forms. So if we go back to the front end of the site, and we have this contact form over here on the sidebar of the site, and then if we go to the contact page as well, we're going to have another contact form over here, this send me a message form, or whatever we have it called on your site. But we have these two forms here. So when someone fills out these forms, you'll get an email notification it'll give you the information that was filled out. It'll say someone filled out the form on your site. But just so you don't have to always rely on keeping track of all those emails, they're also saved in the site for you as well. So any entries that come into these forms are also saved in the back end of your site. So I'll show you how to check those. So if we go back to the back end, and like I said, we're going to go down here under forms, and then the only section we need to worry about for that under this drop down is the entries section. So I'm going to click on entries. So here we are in the entry section for forms. You'll see up here, it actually shows you the form name at the top. So if we go back to the site, I have two different forms on this site that we have up right now. And you'll see over here where it says switch form, there is a drop down, so you can check a specific form. So if I go to like send us a message form, obviously that's this one here, not the one on the sidebar. So depending on how many forms you have on your site, you can switch back and forth and make sure you're checking the correct one. So I'm on that send us a message form. So you'll see here there is no entries for that one. But if I go back to the other one, we should have a test entry in there. And you'll see on this form we have one entry. It was just a test by me. It shows you all that information. And then if you click on, it looks like if you click on the first name of any entry, you can open that individual entry as well. Again, it'll show you all the information here. And then a cool thing here is you can add any internal notes you want to, you know, on a certain lead here. You know, if you followed up with them, or if you need to, or if you have anything scheduled with them, those are all internal notes for you to add there.
One note about notes. Right here, you can also select it to end up emailing it to, you know, some other email address if you're adding that in. So just be aware of that. You know, if that's selected and it's not an email you want to see that, you know, just a good thing to know.
Yeah. So you could email the notes back to yourself.
Exactly.
Cool. So that is how to check those entry forms on your site. So next, I'm going to move down here to the pages section. So again, I'm just going to click on the main menu item there. So here we are on the pages section here. If we go back to the main site, obviously these are all our pages that we currently have linked on the front end of the blog here on the navigation menu. So for example, like say your about page, I'll open that. Any pages on your site that you need to edit, and the about page is a good example. I'll show you how you can go in there and update any of that information, or as well as adding any new pages. So say I wanted to edit my bio here. I'm going to go back to pages. So under pages here, they're all alphabetical. About me is going to be at the very top there. So again, I'm just going to click on the title of the page. And again, it's going to bring it into that same WordPress editor that we saw before with posts. The title of the page is up here, and then you'll see this is all the content on my page down here. So again, we have the same toolbar, the same options. Add media would be the same way for adding images. We can also add YouTube videos to pages, again with that same icon there. And then over here, once you're done making your changes, you'll just see that blue update button to save any changes you've made. So for adding new pages, again, I'm going to go back to the pages screen. So we're back here at the main pages screen, and again, over here on the left, there's that add new button, and there's also one up here at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and click that one. So we'll create a new page here. I'll call it new page. I'll type something. So say this is the page we want to create. You'll notice now the button says publish since the page actually hasn't been created yet, instead of saying update. So I'm going to click publish to make this page live.
And one note here too is that we said on posts that every time you hit that publish button, it goes out to your site, it goes live, it gets sent to your social media. Pages are different. They don't work that way. They're more building blocks of the site, the different pages on the site. So you don't have to worry about clicking the publish on a page because it's just totally different. So just to keep that in mind.
Exactly. So if, like Sean was saying, if I go back to pages here, I called that one new page, the one I just created. If we go back to our main pages, you'll see new page is created. It's published, it's here. But if I go back and I refresh the front end of the site, you'll see that new page isn't anywhere on our navigation menu. So the page has been created, it's been published, but the second step when creating the page is to make sure you add it to your navigation menu there. So if there was a page you wanted to share without actually putting, a link to it on the front end, you could. So if I go back to this new page, you'll see up here under the title there's that permalink section. This is the actual link to the page, so you could share that with someone. The page is created and it's live, but as of right now, since it's not on the navigation menu, for someone to get to it, I'd have to share that link with them. So now that the page is created, like I said, we're going to add it to that navigation menu on the site. I'm going to go down here to Appearance, and then I want to go to the Menus section. So here's the main navigation for your site over here, this vertical structure here. So you'll notice it's in the same order as we see on the front end of the site: about me, blog, buyer info. If we go back to the front end, that's this menu here. So I want to add my new page to the front end of the site, to the menu. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to click view all just so it's easier to find them. So we're here under pages. If I do view all, they're all alphabetical again. I'm going to go down to new page, click the box there, add to menu, and then you'll see it just drops it down here at the end of the list just by default. So to move anything around, say I want to move this new page, I want it to be the very first page on my menu. I'm going to grab it and I can just drag it and then let go. So that's how easy it is to move around the order that things are in. You just click on them and drag them around, and then you'll see it kind of rearranges them for you, and you can just let go of it. So I want it right up there at the front. I'm going to go and hit Save Menu. So that's saved, and now I'll go back to the front end, and I'm going to refresh. So you'll see here, there's that new page we just created. Now we have a link on the front end of our site, so someone viewing the site can get to it. I put it right there at the very head of the line. So I'll click New Page. There's that one we created. I'll go back to the menu here, and then say I wanted to make a drop down on my menu. I'm going to take this new page and say I want it to be under buyer info. I want to make a page under buyer info. If I drag it down here and then I pull it in a little bit, you'll see it indents it automatically for you. So I pull it in and let go. Now that it's indented, now buyer info is a drop down menu and new page is under that drop down. So again, I'll go save, wait for that to update, go back here, and now let's refresh. So I took new page away and I put it under buyer info here. So we refresh the page. So you see now buyer info is a drop down menu, and that new page is under it there. So that's how we create drop down menus. And then to remove anything from your menu, you'll see there's a little arrow over here on the right side. We'll just expand it, and then there is a remove link to click there, and that'll take it off for you. And then just make sure to hit save every time you've made any changes to your menu. Cool. So that is how to add a new page and add or edit an existing page. Like I said, the second step to adding a page is just to make sure to go and add it to that menu if it's something you want linked from the front end of the site. So a few other things we can show you here. The next thing I will go to is slideshows. So specifically for that homepage slideshow we have on your site. So I'm going to click on the slideshow section. You'll see down here, this would be the list of slideshows if you had more than one. We only have one on the demo site here, so it's just that homepage slideshow. And I'm going to click on the title to open up that specific slideshow. So you'll see here that these are the 4 images that are in my slideshow. These are where you see all your images that you have in yours as well. You'll see if I hover over one of them or any of them, that X comes up in the corner. So just clicking that X would remove any images from the slideshow that you wanted to remove. To rearrange them, I can just click on them and drag them around and then let go. So if I wanted that one there, or put it back at the beginning, just drag them and rearrange them, let them go. And then to add new images, over here on the right side under Manage Slides, there's an Add Images button. And it's just like the one we saw earlier. If you click on that, it's going to take you to the uploader here. Here's where you'd select any images from your computer. And then once you've selected them, there's that Insert button down here. And then we also have a Media Library tab. So like I said before, this is anything that's been uploaded to your site at one point or another and you wanted to reuse it. You could just select it in here and then go and hit Insert down there, and it'll drop it in that slideshow for you.
Yeah, and I think one of the big questions we usually have on this is, well, how many images can I put in here? You can go nuts with it if you really want to. There's not really a limit. We haven't run into it. I don't know if you really need to add 200 images to a slideshow, but if you want to, feel free. A few other quick things just to note. We've also had people ask about time of images. Maybe they're moving too fast or they're moving too slow. Over here on the right hand side, you have the ability under like transitions to to play with that. And you know, you have the ability to kind of, you know, adjust this as you want to. So if you need to, if you want to make them longer, shorter, there's a bunch of different transitions. It's, you know, it's kind of up to you. It's your site. So you want to show them how to, I guess basically the simple thing is if you want to add a new slideshow, let's say, I don't know, you want to add one under your team page with fun pictures from a holiday party, or you know, something like that, you can always click add a new. It's pretty much the same process that Alex showed you. You know, you add new images, you can title it, and then what?
Dimensions.
Oh yeah, change the dimensions over here and that kind of stuff. It's a pretty simple process. Do you want to explain how you add that to that page, just in case they want to do that?
Yeah. So say I created, once I created a new slideshow, again, just make sure to hit save. Anytime you make any changes, or if you're creating a new one, there is that save button down at the bottom. As an example, I'm just going to use the one that we already have created here. So that homepage slideshow. So say I wanted to add the slideshow I created to, like Sean was saying, a page, like a team page.
The new page.
Or a new page, exactly. So I'm going to go back to pages. We'll go to that new page that we created earlier. I'm going to open that up. So here we are on our new page. Let's move this down, and I'm just going to put the cursor right up here. So up next to that add media button, there is an add slideshow button. So once you have a slideshow created that you want to add, all you need to do is click that button. And you'll see up here, all it lets you do is select a slideshow. The only one we have created is that homepage slideshow. So I'm going to grab that one and hit insert. And you'll see it takes care of the little bit of code that it needs to for that slideshow. So you know that that is the slideshow there. So you can type around it, move that around, copy and paste it somewhere else. But that right there is the slideshow. So now that it's added, I'm going to hit update. And I'm going to preview the page. You can always preview the page up here if you click that view page button there. I'm going to open just that specific page up so we can see the slideshow on it. So there's our slideshow, and then there's that text we had right below it. But super easy to drop it right into a page or a post, right? You know, for that matter, with that code right there.
And then removing it is as hard as selecting that and hitting your delete button, and there you go, it's gone. So, you know, if you ever wanted to add something like that to some of the content, it's a super simple process, but it seems pretty, I'm sure, difficult, but it's really easy. WordPress is wonderful in that way. So
yeah, good. All right, and now the last thing we'll go through is our testimonials here. So say you have some testimonials or some reviews that you've gotten from clients, and you want to add them to the site to display them on there. We do have a functionality for that here under testimonials. So I'm going to click on testimonials. Oops, leave this page. So I just clicked on the main menu item there.
Now, if you, during the setup process, if you didn't, have any testimonials or send us any testimonials, you may not have a testimonials page, and that's something simple to add. Or if you do get stuck and you don't know how to or lost, obviously feel free to send us an email. But if you do have testimonials added, this is how we would go and edit the ones that are on that page.
Right. So if I go back to the front end of the site, you'll see we do have a testimonials page on the site already. So if I click that, this is how all the testimonials show up. The most recent one you've added is always going to be up here at the top, and then it splits them with this little bar here, so it divides them up for you. You'll see you have the ability to add images to testimonials. You can add videos as well. All the same functionality you would have with posts or pages you have with testimonials as well. So if I go back to the back end of the site here, so I just clicked on the testimonials over there on the left. This is our main testimonials page. You'll see it lists them out the same way that posts and pages are listed. It shows you the date. So this one here, I'm going to click on this one. Say I wanted to edit this testimonial. Again, just open it up. It's going to open it in that same editor. All the same things all the same functionality you had before, any changes you need to make, and then just hit that blue update button over there. If we go back to that screen and we wanted to add a new testimonial to our page, you'll see again there's an add new button down here, and then there's one up here at the top as well. I'm going to click that one. So this is where we would type anything in. So for example, that's the main title of our testimonial. That's the sentence we want to stand out on that testimonials page. That would be like these titles up here. And then, that's where our full review or testimonial would go in this main section down here. So I'm gonna hit publish. So that post has been published. That testimonial is live now. So if I go back to the site, I'm going to refresh the testimonials page. And you'll see it put it right up here at the top. That's all you have to do. Once you publish it, this page is automatically going to pull those testimonials in for you, like I said, right at the top. So all you need to worry about is adding them, and then it takes care of the rest for you.
Yeah, and then if you need to remove them, it's pretty simple as well.
Right. I'm going to go back to testimonials and say I wanted to remove that one I just added. That's that one right here. You'll see if you hover over the titles, it brings up that little menu below, and you'll see there's that trash button. So if I hover over it, I'll just click that trash button. It's going to trash it for me. And now it's removed.
If you ever accidentally do that, you'll see at the top here, one post move to trash, you can just undo it. It's pretty simple. You can also always view the ones that are in trash and pull them out if you need to. So just so you're never fearing the trash button, you're okay there. You're not deleting it totally from your site.
Right. And like Sean mentioned earlier, we may or may not have already set up testimonials for you with your site. So if we haven't, you're most likely not going to have this testimonials link on your menu up here. The page on everyone's site is already created. Mm-hmm. You just need to make sure that if you're adding one for the first time and we haven't previously done it for you, you're going to want to add your testimonials link to your navigation menu like we did before. So if we go back to appearance and we're going to go down to menus. So if we haven't previously added a testimonial for you, you'll just need to add that testimonials link here. So again, I'm going to go to view all. They're alphabetical, so I'm going to go down to testimonials. So on everyone's page, you already have a testimonials page. So you just want to make sure to add it to the menu if you don't already have it there. And then, like I said, once you add a testimonial over here through this area, it's automatically going to pull it in for you, and that's all you need to worry about. As long as you have a link to it, you just need to plug them in and hit publish, and it takes care of the rest for you. Remove that. Right?
I can't think of anything else. I think that's pretty much the basics of how to do most of the things that our customers are asking us how to do on the site. If there's something else that you come up with that you're thinking about and you want to know how to do it, let us know. We can either point you to a good tutorial video within that user manual section there, or if it's something totally different, we're happy to help you with it as well. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Remember that if you have any questions, again, that email address to send us is web, W-E-B, team, T-E-A-M, at iMobileinnovations.com. And we're happy to help you there. And we hope you enjoy your site. Again, if there's anything you need from us, let us know.
Yep, let us know. Thank you, everyone.